listening to the Punisher Waterfowls, the Union 0430 podcast. Brought to you by Real Geese Decoys, the most technological advanced silhouette decoys on the market. And Vortex Canada, the force of optics.
Oh yeah, everybody. Episode 111 of the Union 0430, and we've got Benny Heron on. Yep, that's right. You recognize the last name. We have his dad on here a bunch of times, but no senior today. We got junior, and it's going to be a great show. So just like keeping up with the theme, not a full house again. Mark down in Nova Scotia, he's able to carve some time out of his schedule to come hang out with us tonight. And Philly, who's been a constant the last little while. Way to pick it up, Philly. There for a while, you were fucking dragging your heels.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, but now you're starting to redeem yourself, buddy. So good on you. Dave's just getting back from some vacation time, so I'm sure he's probably a laundry list of chores that he's got to get done from vacation. And Ryan is probably still building his deck. He's probably screwed his fucking self down to the deck boards or something like that. So we'll see Ryan next week, I'm sure. But coming to us from southwestern Ontario, south of Detroit, we've got Benny Heron. Benny, buddy, thanks so much for coming on. I know, and I'm saying thanks for coming on because you're busy. You're really busy because tomorrow you're leaving to head out west to start your first season guidance. So I appreciate it, buddy. Thanks so much for coming on and hanging out with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's an honor to be here. This is a first for me. So
yeah, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. Benny's first podcast is with us. So
we popped his cherry.
We popped his cherry. So all you other ones that are going to start calling him to get him on the show, we had him first. So suck it. Benny, buddy, great to have you on. And I've been talking a lot about you over the last couple of weeks because I finally got to meet you a couple of weeks ago when we were down in Grimsby. Got to hang out with you and chat with you and watch you call and do your thing and stuff like that. But the biggest thing, and listen, I don't want to take away from your ability to blow into a goose call or anything like that. But for me, bringing my young fella that's 13 years old down with me at that outdoor festival, and then to see you hanging, not that, you hanging out with him, making sure you traded Instagram names and making sure both of you were following one another. And then, you're talking to him and talking about calling and stuff. You don't know how much that meant to a 13-year-old boy. So, buddy, I can't thank you enough because I'm trying to, without pressuring them too much, to get into the hunting and following along with me. So when someone like you start giving them some notice, it definitely helps me convince them to come along. So thanks so much for that. I can't tell you how much I appreciate that.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's, all of us were at that point in our life at one time where we were young and, like most of like kids getting into hunting, it's always, you're going to hunt with older people because you're not going to go knocking on the farmer's door with your 13-year-old buddy and go hunting.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember what it's like to be that age or even a little older than that, even still today, and feel left out because you're the young buck.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely,
so,
buddy.
And it can kill it real easy for a kid.
Oh, absolutely. I couldn't imagine, somebody not taking you serious or thinking you don't know anything or 100%. You could totally kill it. So yeah, I think it's amazing for you as an 18-year-old kid, 18-year-old man, I should say, to take some time, hang out with a 13-year-old at a calling competition and shoot the shit with them. It says a lot about you and who you are, buddy. So I can't thank you enough. But now that I bring that up, I did have the honor of listening to you blow that call. And I told you, even after when you had done your calling, not that and by no means am I not a good caller, but I know what sounds and what it should sound like. And that fucking sit down that you do. And I remember looking at your dad and going, dude, can you do that? And your dad's like, no, I can't do that. I don't, buddy, there's not many people that can pull that sit down off the way that you do. Can you, like, I know you tried to explain it to me, so here's the joke, Mark and Phil. So Ben's up on the stage and he's done round one of his Goose call. I listened to this sit down that he does, and I'm fucking floored, right? So a couple guys are around the booth and they're listening for round two. Benny, I told you this, and I'm like, just wait, watch, listen for this sit down, and he does it. I'm like, is that not fucking amazing? And some guy says to me, yeah, it's just air pressure. I'm like, oh yeah, thanks fucking Einstein. It is just air pressure. Can you do it? I know it's air pressure. I don't have like, don't like say that it's
100% of calling is air pressure.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, of course it's fucking air pressure, wingnut. You fucking get up on the stage and do it. I know what it is. Can you do it? So anyways, always a hater, right? So Benny, so when I talked to you about it, you tried to explain it, a little bit of it to me. And for anybody that's wondering, if you go to my social media, I put up Ben's routine on the video, so you'll be able to listen to it and you'll be able to hear what I'm talking about. But yeah, talk us through coming up with that routine, like start to finish, and being able to time that out in the 90 seconds, because that's pretty impressive too.
Yeah, so that bottom end stuff, that all originally, like the note that I believe you're talking about, like that real nasty nasally Goose.
Mm-hmm.
So that is Trevor Shanahan.
Okay.
So I kind of pieced my routine together based off 3 callers, and there are 3 callers that I very well enjoy to listen to and look up to.
Yeah.
And those 3 are Kyle Jones, Hunter Grounds, and Trevor Shanahan. So my routine is based off Hunter's speed and transitions, Kyle's meat Goose and just the way he flows, and Trevor's trick notes, but with my own twist in it.
Yeah.
Because obviously you're not gonna, if you copy the best guy in the world, you're never gonna beat him like that, because you copy someone's routine, the person who invented that routine is always going to do it better than you're going to do it.
That's right.
In my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So, everybody that's calling, whether it be goose, duck, spec, anything, you're always going to somewhat copy something. Because if something is winning, you want to, I guess, try to sound as best as you can, but you want to make your own twist in it. Right, like that little trick note that I do at the end, it's similar to Trevor's, it's similar to a couple of the other callers, but it's not the same. It's a different note.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a similar sound, and it just fits there.
Yeah, definitely do, boys. I don't want to cut you off because I can keep going. I could keep going. Okay. Yeah, no, because I can keep going with Ben all
I'll cut
night.
you off when I have to.
Okay, sounds good. So Benny, like you won the first, so you won first place in the Goose and in the Duck at Grimsby, but like that's not your only event that you have done this year. Like that was the last event that you done for the season, right? Like you're not obviously you're not doing anymore. You're heading out west tomorrow, but that's the only one you've done in Canada this year, correct?
That's the only one this year was really my first year contest calling, I'd say. I called in a contest in Michigan, I don't know, 3-4 years ago, something like that.
Yeah.
But this year was really my first year, but I have not seen a contest in Canada like ever. Like when my dad started this company, I remember going to a show in Canada,
Yeah.
and there was a calling seminar,
Right.
but not a calling contest.
Mm-hmm. So from what you've seen, and now I get it. Like if it's up in fucking Thunder Bay, Ontario, I get it that you're probably not going to get a ton of people show up. Nothing against Thunder Bay, so fucking put your axes away there, Thunder Bay. But
Hey, Thunder Bay's got some good cheese by Thunder Oak Cheese. Just saying.
Okay.
Just throwing it out there.
Yeah, got that in there. Good
First
plug.
thing I think about when I think of Thunder Bay. Carry on.
Yeah. But in Southern Ontario, Benny, like is there, like, could we pull off calling competitions? Is there enough people that would cross the border, say from Michigan and those areas? Yeah.
100%, especially like my town, like where I'm from.
Yeah.
So like our county, like, dude, there's 6 duck hunters on my street. Like they're everywhere here.
Right. So
but the only problem.
Yeah, go
Go
for
ahead.
it. No, go for it.
All right. So the only problem with the guys from Michigan or guys from Ohio, like guys that are just close to the border per se.
Yeah.
A lot of the guys in the hunting industry are not vaccinated. It's stateside.
Right. Yeah.
So getting here, because like
Yeah.
I've talked to plenty of people about coming down here and hunting, and they're just not vaccinated. Which
Yeah.
what I do, I don't.
Yeah.
It's your
Yeah.
choice. I don't care. Vax,
Yeah.
unvaxxed, don't care.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but that would be the problem now. If that were not a thing, 100%. Guys from the East Coast used to come to the contest at Jack Miner.
Right. So I wonder with these loosening of the rules, right? Because it's coming, and boy, like Mark Phil, like they're starting to loosen the rules a little bit every so often. So because even the guides out west, right? Like we know about them. There's a lot of American hunters that would love to be out west, getting at the beginning of migration. And they're not willing to get vaccinated to come up. Like they're not, no, I'm not getting vaccinated to come up to Canada to hunt. So even the guides are losing out on some business because of the American hunters that aren't willing to fucking get this vaccination, right? So, and it is, you're 100% right, Benny. It's their choice, whatever they want to do. I really don't care less either. Vax or unvax is up to you. But you know, at some point, somebody's got to be able to look at this and go, you know, there's industry that's hurting, or there's businesses hurting because of this. And really, is it really solving anything? I don't want to go down this fucking rabbit hole, but I really wanted to get that out there.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, if you were going to run a contest here in Canada, like there's been a few run in the past few years, but I mean, I think it really boils down to the legitimacy of the contest and who's organizing it and whatnot.
100%.
If you had the right people doing it, if you had, you know, the proper prizes, like a prize is suitable to attract people and whatnot, and then the promotion of it and whatnot. So it boils down to those kind of things. Because I think the actual competitions that happened here in the last few years that are not happening now, they were on a downward path.
Right. Yeah, and you know what? That's probably a good point. There are a bunch of people that would come, but you got to make it worthwhile for them to come too, right? Like
100%.
You know, like some dude's not going to drive 8 hours to come to get a fucking duffel bag with Jimbo's fucking tackle written on it. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I'm not taking anything away from any sponsor that gives out prizes or anything like that. But if you're trying to draw in competition and people, and you want them to be driving 6-8 hours away, spending money on a hotel room and all that stuff, then you got to make it worthwhile for them.
You got to make it like a bass tournament.
I'll Fuck, I wish Jeff Coates was on here because he's telling me about this fucking tournament down in, sorry, Benny, this is one of our first tangents. But Jeff Coates is telling me about this, I think it's Maryland tournament they have off Maryland.
Probably,
It's like
yeah.
$1 million in prizes, dude. $1 million.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, the big issue is you just don't have the same numbers of people here in Ontario as you do in the States.
Yeah.
right.
Oh, yeah.
Like our duck hunter numbers in Southern Ontario is mediocre in comparison to some of the states.
Right.
in
But
the US.
but if we're talking about bringing in goose collars and duck collars, then if you're living on a border town or within 2 or 3 hours of a border town, what's the difference of driving from,
yeah. Well,
What's the bad
the
storm
one
in
big
Costco?
issue is people crossing the border too, right?
yeah.
But you could do it on this side as well. I mean,
Yeah.
even if you couldn't get the people in, you can have a local bass tournament in Petawawa,
Yeah.
and the top prize is still 2,500 or $3,000, and there's only 25 boats in the
Yeah.
damn tournament. So if you were having like let's say call it Eastern Canadian, so Ontario East or something,
Yep.
calling competition, and you had 30 entries plus you get all your sponsors on board, and you have a prize set up. First prize gets 7,500, second prize is 3,500, and then they go
Yeah.
down from there. At least then you have something to attract people, right?
Right. That's I agree with you 100%. There's got to be an incentive more than just being able to say, well, I won, because you know what I mean? And Benny, like, you guys walked away from that, like that was some pretty good prizes you guys walked away from on that one, and you walked away even better because you won first place in duck and goose. So I remember trying to get pictures of you, and you're trying to stand there and hold all your shit, and you're trying to lay it at your feet, and it's falling over, and it's fucking funny, but a good problem to have that you had, all these prizes. But that was a really, really good prize package that was put out the first, second, and third.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
So like if you were, you've done a half a dozen calling competitions now in the States and in Canada, so let's say fucking somebody's listening to this show next week and they're like, I've always wanted to put off a calling competition. Like, in your opinion, and I don't want to say forget about the fellas that's been doing it for fucking 20 years. And that's not what I'm trying to say. But if we want to attract more young callers to the game to get them up on the stage, in your opinion, how are we going to pull more young callers up onto the stage?
I think it's the whole attitude of everybody behind the actual, like, waterfowl hunting in general, as like all of you guys know, like there is a lot of arrogance that goes into it.
Just a
Like
little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like a lot of kids nowadays are like brought up new school, right? Like they can't take the heat.
Yeah.
They can't, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they don't take the criticisms well and stuff like that. Yeah, I get you.
Yeah. And a lot of them are know-it-alls, so you don't win something, you never want to show up again.
Right.
So it's hard to say how you're going to draw them in, because I think a lot of it is just personal. Like, I don't think it's anything the vendors are doing wrong or the sponsors are doing wrong or the hosts are doing wrong. I think it's literally just the people have grown just to be like so distant from it, just because, like back in the day, if you sucked and somebody went up and told you you sucked, you'd go get better.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's like a lot of people are just going to be upset.
Yeah. And put it down and probably never pick it back up again, right?
Yeah, because like a lot of people in this industry, they're harsh. Like my coaches, they're not, oh yeah, that sounded great, good job, pat on the back. No, hey, that sucked. what are you doing? You suck. Change that. That is god awful.
Yeah.
Like,
you got to have a thick, you definitely got to have a thick skin. 100%.
Oh, yeah, no, 100%. Yeah.
In saying that,
so,
sorry, but in saying all that, now you're saying what is required to deal with people like the three of us or whoever, would having a participation trophy for these competitions with
precipitation, no participation trophies handed out. No, but like even so like you even look at Grimsby and that was really the first calling competition that I've sat through and watched and really paid attention to and stuff like that. It was first, second, and third. That was it. Like first, second, and third. Everybody got brought out on the stage and you got told, here's first, here's second, here's third. Rest of you, good luck next time. And it wasn't being an asshole. No one was being a jerk or anything. It was just, listen, this is just the way it is. First, second, and third.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. You want to be first? Well, blow better. Words to live by right there. That'll get you out of a lot of life's. That'll get you out of a lot of life's troubles right there. If you just blow better, Philly. Yeah, blow better.
Yeah, words to live by.
But Ben, like that sort of plays into my next question with you, right? And I sort of gave you a heads up on this, that this is something that I wanted to talk about because, and you know what? I'm guilty of it too, because I've sat here on this show and I've said it, and even, you know, hanging out with the boys and stuff like that. Like I've said it, like this young generation of waterfowlers, like they don't seem to be doing it for the right reasons. And it's such a stupid thing for me to say now that I think back on it, because I'm sure people said the same thing about me when I started, just as somebody said about the generation before me, right? Like somebody's always complaining about the generation after, right? So, you know, when it comes to, you know, your age group, your demographic of that, you know, 16 to 25-year-old dude, you know, like, what is it? Like, what's the draw to this now? Because, you know, fuck, I did it because I didn't have anything else to do. Like, it wasn't because out of a love of chasing birds. It was just, I didn't have nothing else to do. And there was a gun. So, well, let's go see if we can shoot some birds, I guess. And then, you know, fall in love with it there. But, you know, what's the draw for you guys and what's keeping your demographic coming back? And what do we have to do to keep your demographic? I don't know how to fucking word this because I'm making it sound like you guys are aliens or some special fucking, and that's not what I'm trying to get at. That's not the point. It's just, I just don't know how to dance around this topic.
Yeah. Well, for me personally, like one, it was always second nature to me, you know, like as a young kid, you know, wake up on a Saturday, it was like 5 years old. Where's dad? He's hunting.
Yeah.
Where's dad? He's hunting. Like, I started going to the duck blind when I was like 4 or 5 years old. I had a little double barrel orange tipped gun from Walmart and pretended like I killed everything with my earmuffs on.
Yeah.
So like it was always just in me from the start.
Right.
But like now to me that I'm older and wiser and more mature, it's like it's very peaceful. Like it's just
so not much different than what we say. Really?
Yeah, I don't sure, waterfowl hunting's hectic. Like, especially here, there's guys everywhere around you. But at the same time, the only thing you're worried about is the guy that's downwind of you trying to call birds off you. You're not worried about the government. You're not worried about, you know, this point. And that. And that's it. It's just hunting.
It's simple.
Nothing else. Exactly.
Yeah. Just that guy downwind to you that's calling, you're trying to figure out what it is he's doing. Like Mark and I. Yeah, like Mark and I the other year. What are these guys doing? killing us here.
I mean, all they had to do was let us do our thing, and they would have killed birds. We would have pulled them in closer.
Yeah, no, absolutely, Ben. Like, and you know what? For anybody that's listening to this, I think you could use me as a prime examples, because I'm. It's like I'm talking about younger hunters like they're this fucking anomaly. Like, I just don't. I don't know how to dance around this idea of, to me, everybody is the same. But then when you're talking and you're hanging out with your friends and then you hear it on social media, you always hear about the young ones, they're not doing it right. It's all about social media, and it's all about, well, listen, I'm all about social media too. Like,
100%.
I'm taking pictures. I'm putting them up every fucking day. Like, before we hit the record button, Mark is going hunting on Thursday because they got early goose down in Nova Scotia. First thing I said to him, I was like, Mark, can you get me some pictures for social media? So to hear my generation say, well, all they care about is Instagram or social media or Facebook. So, listen, I'm the fucking same way. I'm all about getting pictures on there and trying to get my name, my brand, notice. So there's not much difference there in us. I think, reflecting on a lot of things now, I think maybe the biggest and the only difference is that if you weren't raised in a hunting family where you were shown the ethics and the morals of a hunter and how to interact with people, I think that's the disconnect, right? That's where we see the problem. We don't see a problem with anybody that was raised in a hunting family where morals and ethics and all that stuff was taught to them at a very young age. And I'll say being a gentleman, for lack of a better term, right? Yeah. But if you were raised in that environment, you're no different than what I am, as opposed to my father, my grandfather who hunted birds. Really, I don't think so.
Yeah, I feel like, so my hunting group per se consists of 2 of my buddies, sometimes 3.
Yeah.
And the odd time I'll go on an invite, but basically it's just my dad and I, because just like you said, and it's true, like the younger generation, even guys that are way older than guys your age.
Yeah.
Guys that are 50, 60 still don't know
Damien's old.
Yeah, no, you're right. But yeah, and I don't want to say that my generation is dirt of fuck, because my dealings in the blinds with assholes that show up 5 minutes before legal, 9 times out of 10 is that 50-year-old. Well, I've been hunting here since I've been fucking 20.
Yeah.
Knee high to a grasshopper.
Doesn't matter, bud. You just showed up 5 minutes illegal. I'm set up. Move. I don't care that you've been here since you've been 20 years old. Fuck, I could care less. So yeah, no, I get it. Good point.
But a big part of it now, especially social media.
Yeah.
Social media is going to slowly kill this sport, and not slowly, actually very fast. It's going to kill it.
How so?
There's just because all the negativity. Go watch a YouTube video of a big hunter and find me one that is over 50% of positivity on the comment section.
Yeah.
You're probably not going to find one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
the more you broadcast it, it's just like people are just going to keep on hating on it. And because, like to us, like killing a bird and eating it, that's like completely normal. But to like your average Joe, it's like, you go show a video, then there's a pile of 60 geese and 40 ducks at the end of it. And they just think you're just a mass murderer and throwing these birds in the ditch. And it's those kind of people, like the bird watchers and like the people who do not like hunters.
Yeah.
From promoting all this stuff is going to end up killing it, in my opinion, because there's more of them than there is of us.
I agree, which leads itself to we have to be smarter In a way, and that's the waterfowl world in general has
That's
to be
right.
smarter in how we portray ourselves, the game we're harvesting, and how it's presented. Because just showing a picture of the gun barrel with the duck beak stuck in
Fucking
it,
hate
hanging
that
Oh.
pictures.
I can't stand that, man. That makes me go crazy.
Exactly. And we've talked about, and Phil, I remember you and Ryan going off like last year on a rant on this, on the way that
Probably several times.
yeah, several times. So you're absolutely right, Mark. Like, and Ben, you're right as well. We've got
you're
a
100% right.
yeah. You know, we've got a ton of people that's watching us with a magnifying glass, waiting for us to screw up, to do something wrong, so they have a reason to
Yep.
shed some light on us and to just tear us apart. But yet, as Mark is saying, we don't do ourselves any favors.
No, we are our own worst enemy.
We've got some
Oh,
we've got some
100%.
pretty dumb fuckers out there that's on social media that's doing some pretty. I've seen cigarettes in cigarettes lit in the bills of ducks. I've seen fucking, you know, headshots and, you know, and then some stupid caption with it. I've seen the duck in the gun barrel. That's stupid. You know what I mean? Like
People holding a bird in their mouth by like the foot and shit. Yeah. Like,
Okay,
you know,
I did do that.
Sorry, Ben. You're on the list.
But hear me out. It was a banded bird.
I think
I
I
was
might have like had one and bit into the band. I think I might have done that back in the day. I might have.
So I don't know if this happens down around your way, Ben, but I've seen the photos of 10, 12, 15 goose feet, every one of them with a band on it because they were all shot, but they're all just severed goose legs laid on the ground in a big circle.
Oh yeah.
Someone's version of art. I mean, yes,
Yeah.
wicked. Banded fucking how many geese? That's awesome.
Yeah.
But there's better ways to do it than showing the severed legs.
And again, I'll bring up the comparison to the big game hunters in Africa. Buddy, you will never see a distasteful picture come from those guides down there. Those pictures are cleaned up and as presentable as you can make them. Before that camera starts snapping pictures.
Well, if you look closely and to validate your point, Damien, you look closely in some of those photos, you can physically see where the water has been poured on the animal to wash off dirt, wash off blood, clean up like the shot hole, the whole nine. They put a lot of work into that.
Mm-hmm.
Kudos to them to give them like the utmost respect to that animal.
Absolutely.
And you know, making it beyond presentable for said photo. But like you can legit, like there's been many times where like obviously like, you know, I take the odd picture here or there with a Polaroid, and like there's certain things that as a photographer you start to notice and pick out, and it's like, yeah, that hair is wet. They've cleaned that animal up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So and going with what you're saying, Phil, the African hunting world, whether it's safari hunting or big game or whatever, big five, it's under the largest magnifying glass.
Oh yeah,
huge.
Any type of hunting in the world.
Yeah.
So they have to do this.
That's
have
right.
to do this.
Yeah.
So what makes the rest of the hunting world any different that we shouldn't be taking a similar approach in how we present things? I know, yeah, it's cool, friggin' to show your buddy.
You gotta do it for the gram, bro.
You're right, but like I said, show it to your buddy. Send him a direct message, whatever.
Yeah.
Send something like that. Show him something that happened or whatever between yourselves or between your chat group.
Mm-hmm.
But when you go and throw it up on social media, and
I think the biggest issue, and more so with Instagram, is just seeking validation.
Yeah.
Regardless of whether, like, you know, who you are, whether it's like, I'd say a decoy maker or a call maker or a hunter. There's a lot of people out there that just, I don't know, they seriously have some issues and do it solely for validation. I hunt for me. I don't hunt for the masses. I don't give a shit if you like my photo or not. It don't matter to me.
I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that 100%, Philly. And the only reason why I say it is because, and here's my Freudian fucking bit for the night. If you're putting stuff up on social media, in my opinion, in some form or another, as minuscule as it can be, you are looking for some validation. You're looking for someone, and I'm not saying validation as, oh, you're awesome, but just somebody to say, that's a cool picture, or that's a cool hunt, or great hunt.
I would agree as to how you say it, yeah. But like, again, there's people out there that like they pay for followers.
Oh, yeah, okay. Getcha. Yeah, gotcha.
And a lot of it's, hey, look at me. No, you're a fake.
Okay. Yeah, I got you there. Yeah, I see what you're saying there. But yeah, so like to get back to what Ben was saying when he was saying, we had the social media. So we can look at it one of two ways, Benny, and this is me being devil's advocate. We could use social media to be the catalyst that brings in more. So, and I'll fucking throw it out there. Look at Duck Commander and that. I have no doubt in my mind there was a spike in stamps sold after Duck Commander came out, right? Yeah. After that show, right?
And beards grown.
And beard, absolutely. Yeah. Beards, the sayings, the catchphrases. So it's a double-edged sword. Can it hurt us? Yes. Social media and the exposure could hurt us. But if we're smart about it, if we're smart enough about it, and we're not putting up the stupid pictures, or listen, if somebody does a video and if something is completely unsafe or so wrong that it's breaking laws, then yeah, it's your responsibility to tell that person, hey, listen, what you're doing is against the law, or someone's going to get really hurt. But I know the comments you're talking about, Ben, when someone says, holy fuck, like, why are you shooting that close? Or why aren't you hiding better than that? Or why are you shooting 3.5-inch shells? Like, why do you have to make that comment? That does nothing. It does nothing other than it shows that you're just trying to get a fucking minute of fame to be noticed on someone's fucking platform.
Yeah. Yeah,
fair?
No, I agree. Yeah, I agree.
Shooting 3.5 because they don't make 4 inches.
Hey, listen, and I'm not sitting here on this fucking pedestal saying that I'm the best person in the world. Listen, I make fun of fucking everybody. And people make fun of me too. But I'm not going to tear apart your video. I'm not going to tear apart your hunt just because you do things different than the way I do it. Who says I'm right? But don't go thinking that I think I'm something all high and mighty over here, because by no means I'm not. But there's a time when just shut your mouth. Just let the guy fucking post his picture, the guy or the girl. Let him post his picture. If it's something you didn't like about it, or if you think they done something wrong, so you're not going to achieve anything by commenting on it. Other than, I don't know, if I read it, I'd think, that's a douchebag. Why would you say something? That's a douche move. Anyways, I digress. Benny, tomorrow, the long drive, buddy. I'm happy for you that you're going stateside, because I will never, ever in my fucking life do that drive across Ontario again to get out to Saskatchewan. Ever.
Bring bird dog
back. Haul.
It's a haul, man. And once you get up there, it's just nothing.
Oh, it's like you can watch your dog run away for 3 days.
Well, like I'm talking about the Ontario, like when you're hitting like fucking Thunder Bay and those areas, like there's nothing. It's just nothing. Like you're going to go stateside, like you're going to go. So what was it you said? You'll go Michigan, Illinois, Dakotas. No, so after Illinois to probably be Dakotas, then it'd be Minnesota. Then it'd be Minnesota, right? So
Wisconsin, Minnesota, Dakotas.
Or Iowa.
right?
He's got
So,
it.
you know, like
I
that.
know Wisconsin.
Oh,
Great
fuck.
football team there.
Yeah.
Amazing
you know.
muskie fishing too.
But
Good cheese as well.
hey, hey, now you're tugging at Philly's heartstrings here, bringing up cheese. It'll rival Thunder Bay, Philly.
Hey, nothing can touch Thunder Oak.
I
But
don't know.
you know, so you like, how excited are you? And I don't mean that in like this stupid, like, how excited are you to be going out west? Like, you're 18 years old. This is your first time going out guiding. You're going out like you're a fucking man now, and you're going out and you've got to provide for a customer who is paying hard-earned money for you to put them on. It's got to be exciting. And I wish Ryan was on tonight, because you and Ryan would have probably become best friends, and you would have chatted all about it. But you know, now what you've done for fun for so long is now becoming a job. And it's got to be, I would think it's got to be exciting. I couldn't do it, but my hat's off to you, buddy, because I think you're in for a whale of a time this fall.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be fun. There's gonna be a lot of ups, lots of downs. That's just how work goes, no matter what kind of work you do.
Yep.
Here's the bigger question. So you said you're going out with a friend, right?
Yes, sir.
How old's your friend?
He is 22.
So he can bring back Bird Dog whiskey.
What's the big hype about Bird Dog whiskey?
You don't worry about that. You're not old enough to drink it.
The hype is, Ben. It's
not
just
that good. I mean, not that I've ever tried it because I'm underage, but it's not that good.
That's right. And you know what?
Most sucks, actually.
Yeah, and most Americans, when we bring it up, they're like, nobody drinks this stuff. Like,
because it's terrible.
Well, the peach stuff is good. Anyways,
And
I
apple.
digress. I digress. But yeah, like you're heading out there. Like you said, there's going to be some ups and downs. But you're excited about it, right?
Yeah, no, it's where I'm going is a very good place.
Mm-hmm.
I've had a few offers before this and just never really looked at them and looked into detail. But when this became a thing, I was like, absolutely.
And who are you going out with, buddy? What outfit are you going to be guiding for?
It's Prairie Sky Outfitters.
Prairie Sky Outfitters, okay. Prairie Sky Outfitters. I fucking know them. Yeah, I know those guys. I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're heading out there. What do you know so far of your routine, or what, you know, what your expectations are right now? So anybody that's never ever guided and they have aspirations of going out west and doing this, like, what do you know right now of what your expectations are?
Well, number one, I got to be there on the 7th. So we'll start with that.
Yeah.
But so what I was told is I'm going to do a third of like regular grunt work, you know, clean birds, clean trailers, clean decoys, set decoys, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
A third scout, like scouting, getting permission,
Yeah.
you know, staking fields and whatnot. And then a third guiding.
Okay.
So I'm going to get to do everything, which is awesome because they, like, this place, it's very big.
Yeah.
And they don't let their first years guide at all.
Okay. Yeah.
So, but I'm going to be able to guide.
Okay. That's awesome. That's
so,
awesome.
Yeah, it's a good opportunity, and to go out for the first time and be able to actually guide is.
Yeah, that's huge. Cool. So you'll go out, so say from the 7th of September, and you'll stay now until things freeze up?
I believe season closes there sometime in late December.
Yeah.
But it never gets that far.
No, that's right.
Because
soon as that first fucking freeze, everything is south.
Yeah.
There's nothing pulling through. So pack your bags.
Probably
time to come.
November.
Yeah.
but so they said they think October 25th, but everybody thinks that's a little on the early side. So it could be
Okay.
till November.
Okay.
Could be 2 weeks in November. I honestly don't know. I'm just going to be there for the ride.
Yeah. And then you come back and you'll be in prime time for here, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So, you know, you get back here, especially prime time for ducks, that November to December timeframe, especially where I am, especially it's prime time for ducks. And I would think it's about the same for you down there as well, right?
Yeah, no, it's very good here. November, December for mallards.
Yeah, yeah, big time. Boys, you guys have anything else for Benny? We're getting close on here to our hour.
Good chatting you, Benny. Good meeting you. You seem like you got a pretty good head on your shoulders, and I'm not gonna say you got everything figured out because nobody at any point in their life has everything figured out. But it seems like you're on the right road. Looks like you're gonna be in for a time when you head out there. That's for sure, buddy. I wish you all the best when you get there, and on your trip, man. It's not just the destination; it's the journey too. It looks like you're in for a nice road trip.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Sir, thank you.
Philly, before I get to you, and this was a little bit premature that I let Mark go to this, but you got to give us some dirt on your dad, man. You got to give us something. Give us a fucking funny story or something on your dad. Just give me. I'm gonna call him tomorrow, anyways. So I want something, man. Just something to fucking grind his gears with, please. Give me something. But not to put you on the spot, but seriously, like your dad, like he is, I fuck, we know your dad. We know who he is. We know about him. We know how opinionated he is. We know his strong, like your dad has a belief system that's very, very strong, right? Like he doesn't falter. It's this is the way that I think. And he doesn't go left or right. He is as straight as an arrow, right? So, you know, growing up with him and growing up where you grew up with the amount of birds, the amount of pressure that you've had, you know, how, and I know, like, I'm putting you on the spot, but how influential growing up with your dad and having him mentor you to get you to the point. And I know your dad, like he's like, at some point, Ben's going to fucking figure it out on his own. I can only do so much. And then he's going to take care of it and he's going to learn it on his own. But how influential, you know, growing up with your dad and tagging along with him and listen to him run his mouth, over everything. You know, how has it shaped you as the waterfowler that you are?
No, it's definitely been very good. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's hard to get along with, you know. But
yeah, I know.
Don't get me wrong there. He's a hard ass, but
yeah,
you know, I won't admit it to him, but you know, I'm thankful for
of course,
him being a hard ass, because you know, I see these other guys around me that, you know, they have a little oh, go do whatever you want, I don't care, and they're not doing much,
right?
So, but yeah, no, I've learned definitely a lot from him. Can't say I've hunted with a better hunter
right
in my life. I've hunted with a lot of people who kill a lot of birds, but he's a killer, and I've learned a lot from him. And
excuse me,
no, we're a pretty lethal combo now that I got it figured out. Pretty good.
And then, you know, and you've got your younger brother, Riley. So now he's got both of yous and I seen you two at, you know, the two of yous were thick as thieves, where one was, the other was shortly behind, you know, and you're chatting and stuff. So, you know, now he's got the benefit of watching, you know, you and your dad, right? So he should be better than both of yous.
No, he's gonna be very good.
He is gonna be very good.
He's gonna kill me on a duck call. Give him 2 years, he's gonna kill me.
He's only
been blowing a duck call for a year. and
He
he was
was-
better than
Oh yeah.
everybody on that stage aside from me. The judges just didn't catch the other guy's mistakes, and
Yeah.
whatever it is, what it is. Contest is a contest.
Yeah. You win some
But
that
no,
you're
he's
not
good.
supposed to win, and you lose some that, so, but
Exactly.
Riley, yeah, I agree with you.
He's
You,
solid.
yeah, you got Ben, you'll see Ben's name on calling competitions, but shortly behind him, it'll be Riley Heron. And you'll see him behind a duck call, and it's pretty impressive too. Philly, sorry.
Ben, wish you all the best out there this fall. I'm going out for a week trip as well soon, and looking forward to it. Keep rocking it on the contest scene, man. You're a young fella and you're crushing it. And obviously, you've had some half decent mentoring to help you along the way. So I wish you all the best in your future, dude.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Benny, we never got into it, but you finished first in Grimsby and Duck and Goose. How'd you make out in your other competitions?
Okay, so first one this year was Missouri, and I was really before I went to Missouri, I was like, I don't want to call, like even still, and it's gonna take a long time, but I do not like the stage. Like I don't do well in front of a bunch of people. Like even a podcast is weird to me. Just it's not my nature. And so I didn't prepare myself. I was like, no point in practicing. I'm not going to call. But we had a booth there, and then everyone's like, you can only hear, you better go call, you better go call, you better go call. So I went and called, and I got punished for it because I didn't practice. And
you weren't prepared.
I got fourth.
Yeah.
In the Goose, and I didn't call on the duck. I called on the duck with my little brother.
Yeah.
And the 2-man meet, but we got killed. The best duck callers in the world were there.
Yeah.
We didn't even make it out of the first round. But whatever.
Wow.
Stateside's completely different.
Insane that both of you guys never made it out of the first round. That's insane.
No. Stateside is so much. I don't know a single person in Canada who contest calls. I called against one guy in the States that was from Canada, and I don't think he's a contest caller. He just decided to show up to that one because it was in Michigan.
Wow.
I don't know a single person who contest calls in Canada. Nobody.
Right.
Aside from my little brother.
Yeah. Wow.
It's not like 20 years ago like it used to be. But yeah, so I got fourth there. Screwed myself, but whatever. Then what was after that one? Minnesota.
Yeah.
So Minnesota was the next. No. Minnesota was 2 weeks after Dive Bomb.
Okay.
And it was at Mike Benjamin's place where he works.
Yeah.
Mike Benjamin.
Yeah. Who's one of the best. One of the best.
Absolutely phenomenal. He's a very good caller. He won last year at Worlds. I could be wrong, but I believe he won every single contest there except for one. He won all the ducks, all the geese, except the open goose. He lost by a half a point to Lee Williams.
Wow. Knows what he's at.
Very talented. He's very talented. Yeah. So we were at his place, stuck my call and everything for goose, stuck it in the novice and the open. So I got cut pretty bad, but the nature of the beast when you stick a call. So I got second in the novice meat duck, and third in the open meat duck. And my little brother got second in the junior duck and fourth in the open meat duck. So that was cool because we got to share a podium on the meat duck stage, the open. And then left, decided, so there was an after party at Scott Trynan's, which is the owner
of Molt Gear.
Molt Gear. Yeah. So we went there and I was like, come on, Dad, we got to go just for an hour. Well, we weren't there for an hour. We were there for 5-6 hours. We left at midnight to a 9.5 hour drive And he's like, oh, we're going to get off the highway. We're not going to Michigan tomorrow. We're not going to Michigan tomorrow. And like, I'm tired. He's tired. We're both grumpy. And I was like, he tried pulling off getting the hotel. I was like, we're going to Michigan. I was like, I need redemption. I've had enough. I've taken 4th, 3rd, and 2nd this year. I'm missing one number.
Yeah.
You know? So we drive to Michigan. None of us, like, we couldn't shower because all the hotels were booked. It's like, we're just grimy, and it was just not fun at all. Like, we all hated each other. It was just not fun. And so I call on the novice, and I won. And I call in the open, and I stuck my call on the first note and got cut.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, and then Presley's was the next one after that, and I got 4th or 5th in the Goose. I can't remember which one, and then I got 6th in the Open Goose. That was a cool stage. That was my favorite contest. I placed the worst at that contest.
Yeah.
But that was my favorite contest because, you know, I got to call against the goats.
Best. Yeah.
The best. Yeah. Like Robbie Iverson, Trevor Shanahan, Kyle Jones.
Yeah.
Like that's a cool stage.
Big time.
Grimsby.
And then Grimsby. And you done all right there.
Yeah. Didn't be too bad.
Okay. We're at that 60-minute mark. So we're going to try this again. We're going to do our fucking outro once again. So, Mark, I'm going to fire it back to you, and we're going to end it the way we normally do. So, Mark.
Like I said, good chatting with you, buddy. Looks like you're heading in the right direction, man, when it comes to all this stuff. You're probably leaps and bounds. How long have you been calling? Probably since you could hold a call, I'm guessing.
Seriously, trying to call probably 13, but yeah, I've been blowing a call since I was like 7.
Yeah. So you got a few years on me even, and I don't put any effort into it that you do. So, and it shows when you listen to me call. But no, man, it's good to see you going in the direction you're going, and I hope for all the best with you in the future, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it. You too.
Philly.
Once again, Ben said all the best this fall and in the future with your calling competitions. Hopefully we'll see a couple more firsts coming your way, man. All the best. Good luck.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Benny, to you, buddy. Last words, and then I'll end her, my man.
Oh, I appreciate you guys having me on here. It's
of course
kind of a big one for you guys to bring a kid on. So
hey, fuck, we got you first, buddy. That's a big notch in ours. Oh yeah. Don't forget us when you become a world champion. That's all I'm gonna say. Just don't forget us.
No, I won't. I'll wear a Punisher hat on stage.
Attaboy. Now we're talking.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we got to get you. Yeah, I think your dad got one. Go steal your dad's, but I'll get you one. No, sorry, buddy. I cut you off. So go for it.
Yeah, but no, all seriousness, thanks for bringing me on, and I had fun. It's definitely something I want to do again. The podcast, it's pretty cool getting to talk with everybody and see other people's opinions, and just hear what other people think of the younger generation. And it's good to know that everybody else is also concerned about what the sport's coming to and how we're going to fix it. Absolutely.
No, buddy, you're 100% right. And together, all of us, when we can stop being douchebags to one another, we'll figure it out, and it'll be stronger than ever. We just got to stop being douchebags, and ultimately that's what it is. You haven't got to make it any more complicated than that. Ladies and gentlemen, this was episode 111 of the Union 0430. Ben, buddy, I can't thank you enough for coming on. I know this is out of your comfort zone. You came on. I tell you what, the minute you get back into Ontario from out west, because I'm not going to bug you once you get out there, because Lord knows you're going to be busy. But when you get back to Ontario and you catch your breath, buddy, give us a call, because I'd love to get you back on and chat about how it was out west. Ladies and gentlemen, we are as advertised. We'll never pretend to be experts. We'll never pretend to be something that we're not. We're a bunch of dudes that just love one another's company and talking anything waterfowl hunting. This is the Union 0430. Big love. Until next time.
Remember, kids, don't suck bad, blow better.